Myself, B. Vijaya, lecturer in chemistry, working in Indira Priyadarshini Government Degree College for Women, Nampally. We are discussing the chapter called Coordination Compounds. In coordination compounds, we are discussing the introduction of coordination compounds. And in the introduction, we already discussed the first part of the introduction of coordination complexes in my previous video. If you did not watch that, please watch that first. And I have started with the inorganic molecules onwards. And the simple inorganic molecules are of two different types. One is the salts, and another one is the addition compounds or molecular compounds. And this additional or molecular compounds, again, they are categorized into the two types. One is based on their just simple addition, the double salts will form, and other type of the compounds are the complex molecules will form. So, what are the salts here? Salts are electrically neutral and formed by the electrostatic forces of the attractions. That means the attractions takes place between the cations and the anions, right? So the one species carries the positive charge and another species carries the negative charge. And these electrically neutral compounds are called as the salts. And here the addition compounds are molecular compounds. Uh, these are the simple stoichiometric ratios. Means when the two salts, two or more than two salts are mixed together in their simple stoichiometric ratios and then evaporated, the crystals of the new compounds will be formed. So these new compounds are having some separate properties, different properties than the reactant molecules. But here the two types of the compounds they will give. One is the double salts and another one is the complex molecules. So this double salts will means what is the difference between the double salts and the complex molecules will be the double salts are just they formed by simple addition of any two salts. Here aluminium sulfate we are taking, here potassium sulfate we are combining with the aluminium sulfate in the presence of excess of water. When they merge it together, when they mix it together, they will give the compound called potash alum. The potash alum is having a combination of aluminium sulfate as well as the potassium sulfate. So what is the compound is having, what is the composition, chemical composition of this particular complex is K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 taken 3 times dot 24 water molecules. So this is the chemical composition of potash alum. So this is formed by the simple addition of potassium sulfate plus aluminium sulfate plus some excess of water. So the simple addition will give the double salts. The addition of two or more than two salts will give the double salts. And what is the complex molecules are? The complex molecules are also the molecular compounds or additional compounds only, but when they formed, they completely lose their identities, completely lose their properties, individual properties they will lose, and forms the new compound, new entity, and this whatever the new compound, new product formed, that product is having a completely different properties of those of the constituent particles, constituent molecules or constituent entities, whatever it may be. So these are called as the complex molecules or coordination molecules, coordination compounds. But when they dissolve into the water or any solvent, they retain their identities also. And here the branch of this inorganic chemistry which deals with the study of coordination compounds called as the coordination chemistry, and these coordination compounds are everywhere in the nature. So nature is having a full of coordination compounds only, in which the central metal cation are surrounded by this some ligands or some chelating effect there will be. So these type of the molecules are called as the complex molecules and coordination compounds, and the main property here which retain their identities, this whole complex, whatever the complex formed, it is acts as one single entity only. Okay, so there will be no separation of magnesium, and there will be these four nitrogens will not give their characteristic test, they will not give. So they will lose complete their individual properties, and they will become a one new product, one new entity. So in the coordination compounds, such type of the molecules are called as the complex molecules, and the study of these complex molecules are called as the coordination chemistry. And here the types of complexes, what are the types of the complexes are there? Here, there are the three types of the complexes. One is the cationic complexes, anionic complexes, and neutral complexes. So, what are the cationic complexes? The complexes which carries the positive charges, right? So, here, the central metal cation is also carrying the positive charge, and students should not confuse here. This is a very important point actually. So, cationic complexes. Cationic complex means the complex which carries the positive charge are called as a cationic complexes. For example, nickel complex I am taking, hexaammonium nickel. Okay, hexaammonium nickel plus 2 oxidation state. Okay, so here in this complex, this ammonia is a ligand molecule, and this is a neutral molecule which is already electrically balanced. This one electrostatically balanced, nitrogen already formed, already balanced its valency with the 3 hydrogen atoms, right? So here such type of the ligands, ammonia, how many are there? 6 ammonia molecules are there, and these are surrounded by the nickel ion here. And what is the oxidation state of the nickel? Nickel is also having a +2 oxidation state. So if you don't know how to calculate the oxidation state, we can calculate the oxidation state also by simple algebraic equation. So all the molecules like ammonia, carbon monoxide, or water molecule, so this kind of molecules, okay, this kind of ligands carries the zero oxidation state. The oxidation state of these molecules are the zero. Okay, so the remaining molecules are like ethylene diamine, means the polydentate ligands, ethylene diamine or EDTA. Okay, EDTA. These are also the neutral molecules and bridging ligands also. So we will discuss about this type of the ligands later, and these ligands are also carries the zero oxidation state only. So here this ammonia molecule is a neutral molecule which carries the zero oxidation state, and here this +2 oxidation state is for whole complex, not only for the central metal cation here, right? So this is called as a cationic complex, and this is different, but here in this particular complex, nickel is also carrying the +2 oxidation state, right? So here how can we calculate the oxidation state of the nickel? Just simply the algebraic equation. So this complex I am writing first, hexaammonium nickel, 2 plus is there, right? So here if we don't know the nickel oxidation state. So let us take, means we need to find out the oxidation state of the nickel here. And just I'm taking X for the nickel. Okay. And ammonia, already we discussed that ammonia is a neutral molecule which is carrying a 0. So simple algebraic equation I told you. So X plus 0 oxidation state is there, and how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there, and 6 ligands are carrying a 0 oxidation state, and which is equal to this side here plus 2 is there, plus 2 oxidation state is there. So X 6 into 0 will be the plus 0 only, is equal to plus 2. So X is equal to plus 2. So this is the oxidation state of the nickel. In this way, we need to calculate the oxidation states, right? So we should not confuse here. This plus 2 is different, this plus 2 is different. This plus 2 is the oxidation state for the nickel only, and this plus 2 is the oxidation state for whole complex here, whole complex here. And this is the example of the cationic complex. And other examples also we can see. This is the first example, and second example I want to give you chromium complex and NH3 taken 6 times and here 3 plus. Okay, now similar way this ammonia molecules again carrying the 0 oxidation state. So if you calculate in this way, this chromium also carries the plus 3 oxidation state only, right? Plus 3 oxidation state. Third example I want to give you is cobalt, Cl2, okay, NH 3 taken 4 times plus 1 oxidation state. But if you calculate the oxidation state for the cobalt, it will give the different oxidation state. Let us calculate now. Here for cobalt I am taking X and plus 2 halogens are there, chloride ions are there, and these 2 chloride ions, 2 into each chlorine carries the minus 1 oxidation state, right? Each chlorine carries the minus 1 oxidation state, and ammonia, 4 ammonias are there, and each ammonia is carrying a 0 oxidation state. And this side plus 1 charge is there, right? So plus is there, plus is nothing but plus 1. X for cobalt, we don't know what is the oxidation state of cobalt here. That is the reason we have taken the X value. We have to find out this X value here. What is the oxidation state of the cobalt? But chlorine belongs to the halogen family. Each chlorine carries the minus 1 oxidation state, such that 2 chlorines are there and 2 chlorines are carrying the minus 1 oxidation state. So 4 ammonia molecules are there. As I told you earlier, the ammonia are neutral molecules, so which carrying a 0 oxidation state, right? So plus 1 is there here, and X plus 2 into minus 1. So plus into minus, minus 2 into 1, 2 plus 4 into 0 will be the 0 only, is equal to plus 1, right? So here minus 2 plus 0. So what will be the value? Minus 2 only. So there is no value here, is equal to plus 1. And the X value here plus 1, this 2 will become this side. If it comes this side, it will become, the sign convention will be changes, right? So it will become plus 2. So X is equal to plus 3. Now what is the oxidation state of the cobalt here? Plus 3 is the oxidation state of the cobalt. But what is the complex carrying the oxidation state? Plus 1 oxidation state is carried by the this particular complex. So these are the cationic complexes, and in the cationic complexes sometimes in the case of all the neutral ligands are there, so this oxidation state will be matches with the this central metal cation oxidation state. But we need to remember is the oxidation state of the central metal cation is different, and this whatever the charge is there in the complex, the above right above of the complex will be different. This is the oxidation states carried by the whole complex here. See this complex now cobalt is carrying the plus 3, but whole complex is carrying the plus 1 oxidation state. So please remember this point. This is the very important here. And the next complexes are the anionic complexes. Anionic complexes means which carries the negative charge. So the complexes which carries the negative charges are called as the anionic complexes. And we can give the iron complex. So for example, FeCN6 taken 6 times. Uh, Okay, so minus 3, right? Minus 3. So this is the complex which is carried by the means this complex carrying the minus 3 oxidation state, means negative charge this whole complex is giving, right? And the other example of iron complex only I am taking the iron complex FeCN6 times. Okay, so minus 4. Okay, so minus 4 oxidation state. Now this particular complex is carrying the minus 4, this particular complex is carrying the minus 3 oxidation state. So here the ligands are same, number of the ligands are also same, and the central metal cation is also the same here in both the complexes. But this first complex is carrying the minus 3 oxidation state, the second complex is carrying the minus 4 oxidation state. And because of this minus 3 and minus 4, these complexes are considered as the anionic complexes. And what will be the oxidation state of iron here? Let us see. So for this particular complex, I'm taking here the first complex I'm taking. So FeCN taken 6 times and 3 minus. So as I already told you that the simple algebraic equation, and in which the iron, what is the oxidation state of the iron we don't know, we need to take x. Okay, we have to find out this x value for the iron in algebraic. So right. So cyanide, we know already, we have learned that the cyanides are the pseudo halogens. So just like a halogens, the cyanides carries the minus 1 oxidation states, right? So here I am taking the x. Okay, x for iron I am taking, and simple algebraic equation and the plus. So this right hand side should be equal to the left hand side, right? So and here left side values I am taking here. How many ligands are there? 6 cyanide molecules are there, and each cyanide is carrying a minus 1 oxidation state, and this side which is equal to minus 3, right? 3 minus or minus 3. And here x plus into minus, minus 6 into 1, how much? 6 only, is equal to minus 3. So here the x value we need to take, because this is a 6, this is a 3, so similar values are there, numerals are there. So this side minus 3 is there, and this minus 6, if it comes this side, it will become the plus 6. So x value will be what? Plus 3, right? So here in this complex, the iron is having a plus 3 oxidation state. So this oxidation state of iron, central metal cation, is similar, same with the oxidation state. But here sign conventions are different here. This plus 3 is carried by the iron, but minus charge is carried by the whole complex. So these charges are different. And if you calculate the oxidation state for iron here, so let us calculate now. Cn taken 6 times 4 minus, so this is the second complex, and what will be the oxidation state for the iron? So let us take X for the iron here, and each cyanide is carrying the 6, right? So X plus 6 into minus 1, right? Similar to the first above one only. So minus 4, and X plus 6 into minus 1, that is the minus 6 and minus 4, and x is equal to minus 4 plus 6. So what will be the difference between these two? Because it is a plus 6 and it is a minus 4, so plus 2, right? What is the oxidation state of iron here? The oxidation state of the iron is plus 2 oxidation state. See, iron means central metal cation is a positive only, positive charges they are carrying, but the complex is carrying the negative charge. And because of this reason, these are called as the anionic complexes. So, since these two are the iron complexes only, that is the reason I want to give you one more complex, that is for example, silver Cn taken 2 times and minus. So if you calculate here, the cyanide carries the minus 1 oxidation state, minus 1 into 2 minus 2, and x for the silver, and this is equal to minus 1, and x is equal to this minus 2 will become plus 2 this side, so minus 1 plus 2, and x is equal to minus 1 plus 2, the difference is plus 1. So silver is carrying a plus 1 oxidation state, right? So plus 1 oxidation state in this one, but it is carrying a minus 1 oxidation state, so that it is a anionic complex. The third category of the complexes, third type of the complexes, are neutral complexes. So what are the neutral complexes? Are the complexes which does not carry any charge. Either of the charge they will carry. That means, sorry, neither of the charge they will carry. That means there is no positive, there is no negative charge. And some complexes are there, like example, nickel tetracarbonyl, nickel tetracarbonyl. So this is a very important complex for the examination point of view also, nickel tetracyanide and nickel tetracarbonyl. So these are the complexes very important. Okay, nickel tetracarbonyl. And what is the speciality of this nickel tetracarbonyl is, this is a first thing, this is a neutral complex. That means there is no charges there. Means there is no positive charge or there is no negative charges there. So since there is no charge, this is a neutral compound, means zero oxidation state carried by whole complex. Okay, this is the one thing. And second thing is, here the nickel is forming the four bonds with the means the complex with the carbonyl groups, okay, carbon monoxide groups, in its zero oxidation state only. In its zero oxidation state only, nickel is forming the uh, this complex. So, nickel is in its elementary state or pure state or metallic state only, without losing any electrons. It is forming this particular complex. This is the speciality of this particular complex, and this is since there is no charges there carried by this particular nickel complex, so it is a neutral compound. The second complex I want to give you is cobalt complex. So cobalt Cl3 taken thrice, and ammonia NH3 taken 3 times, okay, and this is also a neutral complex. Why? Because it is also not carrying any charge here. This, there is no positive charges there, there is no negative charges there, but What will be the oxidation state of the cobalt here? So we can calculate the cobalt oxidation state of the cobalt here. So for cobalt, I am taking X. Okay. For Cl, each Cl is carrying a -1 oxidation state and uh, 3 Cls is there. So -1 into 3, right? So 3 into -1, and plus this will be a 0. Why? Because ammonia carries a 0 oxidation state, and this side it will be, there is no positive or there is no negative charges there, so same 0. Whatever is there here, we are taking 0. If there is no charges there, this is a neutral complex, we need to know. And here x plus into minus, minus 1 into 3, 3, uh, plus 1 plus 0 is 0, means no value, is equal to 0, and x is equal to this minus 3. If it comes this side, then it will become plus 3. So here the cobalt is forming a, means this particular complex with the 3 halogens and 3 ammonia molecules in its plus 3 oxidation state. In its plus 3 oxidation state, it is forming the complex. And means we should not confuse here that all the neutral complexes, in all the neutral complexes, the metals are also carries a 0 oxidation state like a nickel. So metal is carrying a oxidation state, or in elementary state also they can form the complexes. But here whatever the charge is there, these charges are different, and metals are carrying whatever the charge, that oxidation state is different. So that point we have to understand. What are the differences between the coordination compounds and double salts? So this side I am taking the coordination compounds and double salts. The coordination compounds are exist in, means when the preparation, during that preparation they exist as the solids as well as the liquid forms also, they are very stable. But double salts, they will exist in the crystalline solid form only. Crystalline, just like a potash alum or more salt. Okay, these are the examples for the double salts. So these double salts are exist in the crystalline solid form. Okay, since they are the salts, so they are having a crystalline solid form. And when they dissolved in the water, the coordination compounds, when they dissolved in the water, because since their formation only, they are very stable. So when they are formed into the complex, so in my previous video we have seen one example that one of the coordination complex is formed from the nickel chloride, right? Nickel chloride, this is a green colored compound, right? Green colored compound, and this green colored compound, green colored solution, whenever this nickel chloride, this is in a green color. Okay, so when the excess of ammonia is added to this green color solution of nickel chloride, it is formed into a some purple color solution, right? So the purple color solution is having a chemical composition like this: NH3 taken 6 times, okay, and Cl2. This is a purple color complex, right? Purple color complex, it has been formed. So this is the complex, it has been formed, and it is a, it may be a liquid or it may be a solid, we can separate out. Okay, and here if you see nickel chloride, nickel is in the +2 oxidation state, and here also nickel is in the +2 oxidation state only, and here nickel is can dissociate into a nickel +2 and Cl-1 oxidation states, right? But here when it is united with the, means it is completely intimate association. Okay, there is an intimate association taken place between the this nickel +2 and ammonium ligands here. And when this purple compound is formed, this nickel complex is completely having a different properties, and this particular complex, when it dissolve into the water, the properties of this particular complex is completely different with the this nickel chloride. Here this nickel, it can give the identification test in the salt analysis, but here this nickel cannot give its characteristic test in the during the salt analysis process. So it completely different molecule. This whole molecule will become a different one. It acts as a only one entity only. So when this particular complex dissolve into the water, they dissociate into a nickel hexaamine nickel sorry hexaamine and plus 2 plus 2 moles of Cl minus. So this particular complex, whatever the particular complex is there, it retain its properties. Whatever the properties are there here, the same properties this particular complex is also having. Only thing is, it is dissociating these two chlorines outside this square bracket only. So this chloride ions can give the positive test for their characteristic test, but here nickel can lose this identity, and ammonia is completely lose their identities of their constituent ions here. So they will retain, means after formation of this complex in the when solution, means when it dissolved into the water in their solutions, it can retain their properties only. So whatever the properties are there here in this particular complex also having, after dissociation, also having the same properties here. But unlike this nickel plus 2 or chloride minus 1. Okay, so but here what happens, lost their properties in the solution. So as we already discussed that the potash alum I am taking again, so K2SO4 and aluminum sulfate Al2SO4 taken 3 times and 24 water molecules. So this is the potash alum, but this is having a different properties, unlike means like means potassium sulfate is having a different properties, aluminum sulfate is having a different properties initially, but when they combine with each other, when they added together each other, when they completely turned into a potash alum. So this potassium alum is having a different properties than their constant salts, right? Constant properties. But when they dissolve into the water in their solution form, they can be dissociate into K plus ions, sulfate 2 minus ions, and Al plus 3 ions, etc. So in their solution form, they are dissociating into their constituent ions only, and they are having their own properties, and means the potassium can give its characteristic test, and sulfate can give its characteristic test, and aluminum plus 3 can give its characteristic test, like identification and confirmation test on their chemical reactivity. So they lost their properties, means these ions lost its potash alum properties here when this potash alum dissolved into the water, right? So here they will retain, this complex is retained after dissociation also, after dissolving into the solvent also, but here double salts cannot means retain their properties, and they will lose their properties. In the potash alum they are having a different properties, and here they are having a different properties. And these complexes, coordination complexes, does not break down into their components. See here, nickel and ammonia is not breaking down here, but here they are breaking down into their component molecules. See, this potassium sulfate is breaking down into the potassium ions and sulfate minus ions and aluminium plus 3 ions. So like that, their simple components, they are breaking down into their simple components here. And the fourth one, again, it is a very important point, is they does not exhibit the normal valency. See, in the nickel chloride, it is a just a simple salt, green colored salt, and in this salt, nickel is carrying a plus 2 oxidation state, and this plus 2 is balanced by the Cl minus 1. Right, so plus 2 is the balanced by this minus 1 carried by the chloride, each of the chloride ions. So two chloride ions are there, each chloride ion is carrying the minus 1 oxidation state. But in this complexes, if you see, actually nickel is having a plus 2 oxidation state, but how many ligands are there? How many bonds it has been formed? 6 bonds it has been. That means this R does not exhibiting the normal valency. But here in double salts, they exhibits the normal valency only. So potassium here, the plus 1 oxidation state only, and sulfate here, which is having a minus 2 oxidation state only. So they will balance with each other, right? Minus 2 and plus 1. So they balances with each other, and aluminum is having a plus 3 oxidation state. So that is the reason sulfate 3 sulfate ions are there, and sulfate is carrying a minus 2 oxidation state. So simple, this cross multiplication will be there here, right? So this double salt exhibits the normal valencies only, but here in the coordination complexes they will does not exhibit the normal valency. So more than normal valency, they can form the bonds. These are the differences between the coordination compounds and double bonds. Now, what is a coordination compound? So here we need to understand this. What are the coordination compounds? These are the very important one. And this I have taken the example instead of taking one general form. So in generally we can write in this way also. For example, the central metal cation, one central metal cation will be there, and which is having some ligands and some number of ligands it is surrounded by, and which is kept under the square brackets. Okay, and this there will be any oxidation state, whether it may be positive or it may be a negative or it may be zero. Okay, so plus or minus or zero. So if it is a plus, this complex is a cationic complex. If it is a minus, the x value is a minus, so it is an anionic complex. And if it is a zero, then this whole complex is a neutral complex. So this is the general representation of coordination complex. And here the example I have taken here is the cobalt complex, and the central metal cation is a cobalt here, right? Cobalt is our central metal cation. That means the coordination compounds are constitutes of the one central metal cation. So which is at the center and which is surrounded by some number of ligands. So here the ammonia is the ligand. Ammonia is the ligand, and they are surrounded by the some number of ligands here. Number of ligands, and this number of ligands for the monodentate ligands. Okay, this is applicable to the monodentate ligand. For bidentate ligands onwards, the definition will be changes. I will tell you later. So here this number is called as a coordination number. So what is this number is called? Coordination number. This is the coordination number of this particular complex. For the cobalt ion, it is a 6. Okay, coordination number is 6 here in this particular compound. so which is equal to the number of uh, coordination bonds formed between the cobalt and the monodentate ligands. It will be same. But if it is a bidentate ligand like ethylene diamine, so each ethylene diamine can form a two bonds at a time. It can form a two bonds with the central metal cation, so that the this coordination number will be different, and the number of bonds surrounded by the central metal cation will be different. So the coordination number is actually the bonds surrounded by the central metal cation, not this one. Because if we take the complex in this way, the cobalt complex only I am taking, and ethylene diamine I am taking the example. So each ethylene diamine can form how many bonds? I told you already, this is a bidentate ligand and two bonds it can form. So each ethylene diamine can forming a two bonds, right? Each ethylene diamine is forming a two bonds. But what is the coordination number of cobalt here? Cobalt can form six bonds, right? Six bonds. So to form a ethylene means the ethylene diamine is forming the two bonds. How many ethylene diamines required for us? Three ethylene diamines. So three ethylene diamines are required to form a six coordination number, means coordination bonds, right? So here, what is the coordination number? Coordination number is, it is not a number of ligands, right? It is not a number of ligands. The coordination number will be equal to the number of ligands, in which case, so if the ligand is the monodentate ligand only, if the monodentate ligand is having only one donor atom, so monodentate ligand means which is having a one donor atom like ammonia. So in these cases it is equal, means the number of ligands are equal to the number of coordination bonds formed between the central metal cation and the ligands. So here the coordination number is also 6. Coordination number is also 6, not 3 here, right? Coordination number of this particular complex is 6 only. Why? Because the cobalt is forming the 6 bonds with the 3 ethylene diamine molecules, right? So in this way, okay, in this way it is forming the complex. So total how many bonds are there surrounded by the central metal cation? Are bonds formed between the central metal cation and ethylene diamines? There are the 6 bonds are there. So coordination number is equal to the number of coordination covalent bonds, but not this equal to the number of ligands. So many students will think that this coordination number is equal to the number of ligands only, but it is the incorrect one. The coordination number is equal to the number of coordination covalent bonds, okay, covalent bonds, but not the number of ligands. So this is a very important point to know. So here the coordination number is 6, and here also coordination number is 6. And what is the difference between this ammonia and ethylene diamine? This is a monodentate ligand, that means only one donor atom this ammonia is having. But here ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand, means two donor atoms it is having. So two donor atoms, here also nitrogens only. Nitrogens like a ammonia. So here also the donor atom in ethylene diamine also donor atoms are nitrogen atoms only. And here whatever there in the square bracket, so inside the square bracket whatever the entities are there, and this whole thing is acting as one single entity only, and whatever the there inside the square bracket, that is called as a coordination sphere. And whatever there and the outside of the coordination sphere, this is called as the ionization sphere. So let us look into another example. Same central metal cation is again here same, that is a cobalt only. So there is some spelling mistakes are there here. This is a cobalt, right? So central ion is a cobalt here, and this is ionizable ion. So the coordination number also, it is a mistake, that is 6 here. Okay, and whatever are there inside the square bracket, that is called as a coordination sphere. And whatever there, so it is left side or right side of the this coordination sphere, this is called as the ionization sphere. What is this sphere? Ionization sphere. And here ionization sphere, and here also ionization sphere is there. So if ionizable anionic ligands are there, those will be in the right side of the ionization sphere, right side of the coordination sphere. We have to write on the right side. If there will be any cationic ionizable anions are there, sorry, cations are there, so the cation should be right in the left side of the square bracket. So this is called, this whole thing, this two are called as ionizable ions will be present. So when this particular complex will dissolve into the water, I will write here the cobalt complex, okay, Cl2 and tetraamine, right? Tetraamine. This is the complex in which the two types of the ligands are there. Two different types of the ligands are there. This ammonia are the neutral ligands, right? These ammonias are the neutral ligands. And these are the anionic ligands which carries the -1 oxidation state. And there is another ligand is also there outside the square bracket, right? So this is the particular complex. This same complex I have written over here. And now when it is dissociate into the water, means when this particular salt is dissolved into the water, which will be separate out into the cobalt, Cl2, ammonia, tetra ammonia 4 times. Okay, so this particular complex, it will form, this is a cationic complex, cationic complex will form, and plus Cl minus will form. See here, whatever there outside the square bracket, this Cl is dissociating from the complex. But whatever there inside the square bracket, these two chloride ions are not dissociating from the cobalt complex. Isn't it or not? So now this is the means here there is a very intimate association is there between the central metal cation and the ligands, means two types of the ligands, like chlorines and chloride ions and the ammonium ligands. Okay, and what will be the coordination number here? The coordination number is 6 again, because ammonias are different from the chloride, but here the ammonias, 4 ammonium ions are there, 2 chloride ions are there. So the central metal cation is having the structure like this. The stable form of the structure I am writing, which is in the trans form. So two chlorines are opposite to each other, and the 4 ammonium ions, ammonia molecules are on the square planar structure. Okay, so this is the octahedral complex, and this complex is having this kind of geometry, and this whole complex is carrying a +1 oxidation state after dissolving into the water, right? So this is the structure, this is the stable structure. Now how many bonds are surrounded by the central metal cation, that is cobalt? Here total 6 bonds are there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 bonds are there. So the coordination number of this particular complex here is the 6. Coordination number is 6 with the 2 chloride ions and 4 ammonium ions, and central metal cation is cobalt only. And what will be the oxidation state of the cobalt here? It is having a +3 oxidation state. The cobalt is having a +3 oxidation state in this particular complex, and this is the cationic complex which is carrying a positive charge, right? Positive charge. And whatever there in the this square bracket, inside the square bracket, this is called as a coordination sphere. Coordination sphere. And outside the coordination sphere, whatever the outside gap is there, that is called as the ionization sphere. Ionization sphere is there in the left side of the square bracket as well as the right side of the square bracket also. And in the ionization sphere, if there is any ligands are there, like in this complex chloride ions are there, so these are called as the ionizable ions. Ionizable ions which may be present in left side as well as the right side. So normally the cationic means ionizable cations we will write this side, like potassium ions. Okay, potassium ions. I will take one more example, that is the A4FeCN taken 6 times. Okay, this is the complex we can take. And here there is the ionization sphere, this is the ionization sphere, and this is the ionization sphere. But here the potassium ions are there, which side it is there? The left side of the square bracket it is there, right? Left side it is there. So this will be dissociate. This potassium carries the +1 oxidation state. So the cations we need to write in the left side, the anions we have to write on the right side. Okay, ionizable ion. And this potassium is also a ionizable ion, and the complex in which this is the iron is a central metal cation, and the cyanide, this central metal cation carries a +2 oxidation state. +2 oxidation state, and cyanide carries the -1 oxidation state. So this particular complex, when it dissociate into the water, they will give 4K plus ions. That means the ionizable cation they will give, and plus the iron complex will be separated out, and this complex now carries the -4 oxidation state. To balance this +4 charges, there is a -4 oxidation state will be there. So these are outside the coordination sphere. These are outside the coordination sphere. That is the reason they are dissociating into the from the complex into the water when the water is added to this particular complex. And here in this particular complex, inside the square bracket, this is called as a coordination sphere, and outside the coordination complex, these are called as the ionization sphere, right? And this, whatever the entities are there in the ionization sphere, they will ionize into the water. They will dissociate from the complex when they dissolve into the water. And what are the coordination number here? Coordination number is 6. That means 6 coordinate covalent bonds are there between the central metal cation, that is iron, and the ligands, those are the cyanide molecules, right? This is about the coordination compounds.